Hello. So as you can see today I went for a rather dramatic look. I really enjoy doing my makeup and having crazy colored hair. Today is going to be a bit more about rambling and whatnot. And I decided that I will talk to you guys while I sew. I have to fix these shorts because they no longer fit me. And so I've been vlogging for a couple of days now and it's really fun, but I gotta admit I find it really hard. This couple of days I've been talking about fiction, which is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. So I saw the Death Note movie and I talk about that. I talk a bit about shippings and fiction, and I think I'm gonna talk more of that stuff. It's something I really enjoy. But it's hard in the sense that you're talking to a camera and you're trying to think what you're saying. You want to be coherent and sound smart. Sometimes you just forget your words. I have been listening to the videos that I made, and some of the wording I do, it's really hilarious. I guess it will get better with practice. But yeah, kudos to all the YouTubers that are able to do it on a daily basis and as a job, because it's hard to do it and be natural while you are doing it. So it's been a week or so since I came home after living abroad, and I am definitely getting used to my house now and being with my family. But you have to restart and begin a new life. And I don't know how to do that. Like, for instance, I have to get a job. It's really weird. I was living abroad because I was doing a master's. I was doing a master's in logic. Yes, it's a real thing. Yes, it's in academia. No, I don't know what you can do with it. I really like philosophy and math, so I wanted to study logic. Of course, now that I'm here, it's like, well, what the hell am I gonna do? But I'll find something. I've always been a fan of art in general and fiction. And luckily I was able to find something within the field of logic that has to do with that, so I'm very happy. But of course, it's not something that you can just go to a business and be like, yeah, so I write about philosophy of fiction. I write about the importance of canon. You know, like what makes something true in fiction. Hire me. So it's hilarious to try and find a job. I think ultimately what I want out of my life is to become a writer. Like all the cute people on the internet, I want to be a writer. And I gotta say, I'm really surprised by the size of the writing community here in YouTube. I've been seeing that there's a lot of channels that talk a lot about tropes and writing devices and story structures, and that's awesome. I really like it. Usually I didn't know that there was such a thing, and now that I'm seeing it, it's like, yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, I think I will do more videos on that sense. I have to do a lot with my writing process and whatnot. Also, one of my biggest desires was to make more review-oriented videos that have to do with Mexican movies and Mexican culture. living in Europe, you do find how people see your country. I was really, really lucky, or maybe unlucky, I don't know, to find really nice people that were very open to see how my culture was and who I was as a person. And I was treated really, really nice. But it's always funny to find out people that have no idea how Mexico works, or they think they do, but they don't. And it's no one's fault when stuff like that happens. Cannot blame someone who has living, like I had no idea how Europe was. Yeah, it's like you know stuff that you see in movies and whatnot. I had no actual idea how the people were or whatever. So of course, it made absolutely 100% sense that they didn't know how my country was. But it did inspire me to try and share with people from other places that don't know my country about the beauty of it. Yes, I know, ha ha ha, waka waka, we have to pay for the wall, ha ha ha. Yeah, we've been in there a lot of fire ever since that. Well, we've always been. I mean, all countries have their own thing that they're infamous for. And yes, I have been asked for that goddamn wall a lot of times. But I think it does say how little the people know about Mexico abroad, because they have to go to the quickest piece of news in pop culture media that they know about the country. That is the most popular thing. Like when they ask me, oh, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Mexico. And they're like, what do I know about Mexico? What do I know about Mexico? The wall thing. How do you feel about the wall thing? You know, that's the only thing that they can ask me, because it's the only thing they know. So I want to change that. So yeah, this video is a lot of rambles. I was planning on telling the story of how I got home, because it's one of the most upsetting 30 hours of my life. But I don't know. I'll see. I don't wanna make like just videos of me bitching like, oh my god, the airport sucked. But there is something I want to say about the trip from home. Something I think that it's good to talk about, especially now with Hurricane Harvey happening. There's a point, I swear. I did pass through Houston while I was coming home. Actually, now that I think about it, the worst part of the trip was in Houston. That doesn't mean I'm happy about it. I can say anything. What I'm trying to say is a lot of stuff happened in my journey home that made me think a lot about empathy and helping the neighbor. And I think that's a great thing to think about now that Hurricane Harvey happened and there's a lot of people in distress. You know, like, yes, a lot of shitty things have happened in America right now, in the United States, but you have to have empathy for those who are suffering and the people in need. I'm just rambling. If it doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna check if this fits. I'll be right back.